on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the world famous Crypt Door. I see I had some people in here. Now they're gone, but hopefully they come back. I'll give everybody a minute to get up in here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing great. It's a nice, cool day out today. It's like over here in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's like 60 something degrees. A nice, very cool, crisp winter day. All that good stuff. Now, little impromptu live stream here. I know it's kind of an odd time, but I did finally get an answer back from the cemetery on what happened with yesterday's video. As you saw, all that stuff in the junk pile out in front of that mausoleum. Thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever you are, go ahead and sound off. I think I got some people in here. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We're having a party in here today. Not really a party, but Linda Sue, good afternoon. Linda, how you doing? You retracted. Well, good afternoon. I'm not going to take my good afternoon back, but you can take yours back if you want. Darren, what is happening? Good afternoon, Sue. Spitfire Kev, what is happening, brother? How you doing? Penny, what is up? Hope everybody's doing good today. John, good afternoon, John. You can't spell. That's okay. I can't either. But either way, Sue, I got the gist of the message, so thank you so much for wishing me a good afternoon. I do appreciate you. It's 10 p.m. for you, Kev. Oh, wow. So that means it's 10 p.m. for Dan as well, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay. You better tell Dan to put his teddy bear down and get in here. Oh, you're working, Penny? Right on. Better than not working, right? I have a day off today. I've done nothing but sit home in my pajamas. But I've had a good restful day, so it's all good. So, guys, you guys recall yesterday's video where I was visiting that St. John's, and I was walking along, having a grand old time filming my video, and we came across that big, gigantic family mausoleum. And then out front of that was looked like some kind of junk pile. And in that junk pile, it looked to be what was left of a coffin. And a lot of you guys agreed with me that, yes, that was a coffin. Same shape. It looked just like one. Tyler Scott, what is up? So, you know, that was all out front. And my guess was that there was some kind of cave-in, some kind of something falling apart in there. When I first saw the junk pile, some of that wood looked wet. And I thought maybe there was because we've had rain lately and stuff. And I thought maybe the roof caved in from the weight of the water or leaking or whatever. And then when I looked at the junk pile some more, it kind of looked like the wood was maybe charred a little bit too. So maybe later on, I thought maybe there was a fire somehow inside there. But it did mostly look like the wood was all wet in there. So that was, pretty much I think what happened. I emailed the cemetery the next day about it, asked them, about what happened. And I was in their cemetery and I noticed all of this stuff outside the mausoleum there, I got a response from the cemetery. I got one, I got two different emails though. I got one that the first one, here is the first email. It says, hello, yes, there is structural work going on inside the vault. Demo right now, demolition, preparing for interior reinforcement to prevent further issues. Pieces of the aged interior have been falling for years, which I have seen that. The exterior had been falling apart for years too, because I've seen rubble that has fallen down in front of the door onto the front steps of the thing. I have seen all that. And she had said, I'm amazed at the condition considering it has been through earthquakes, because we are here in Northern California. We are in San Francisco area. We are in earthquake territory. She said she's considering it's been through earthquakes and more, and from what we know, very little work done to it in 100 plus years. And it said external work will be the second phase. And as far as that goes, an unknown timeline. So what I am seeing is, and what it sounds like is this just happened like pretty recently. A lot of you guys were commenting on my videos saying, how can they leave all that stuff out there? The coffin, this, that, and the other. I think it just happened like shortly before my visit. And I think they're doing the best they can to expedite it and get it all cleaned up. But yeah. And then I had asked on a second email, I had asked if anybody had been relocated that was inside there. Anybody, that was interred in there, have they been relocated? And the response to that, and I said, well, thank you for getting back to me. Yeah, over the years, I did notice pieces of rubble that look like they have fallen in front of the steps and the door. What about the individuals inside? Were they relocated? That was my second email. And she just responded today saying, this is a unique situation and part of the reason for preservation. Interment is in a bronze sarcophagus, and that is not moving. So there is somebody still in there in a sarcophagus, and they're not moving that person. But on my video, there must have been more. Of course, there's probably more than one person in there because it looked like there was a coffin on the outside of it in that pile out front. It was damaged. But that's all we have so far as a response on that. So that is kind of like the answer to it. Didn't say exactly what it was, but the interior was failing. The exterior as well. They're going to be working on it as soon as possible, and it's kind of like an unknown timeline right now. So did I miss anybody's comments? Nope, you guys were just talking amongst each other. Okay. So yesterday I published my video, and then somebody, I guess, had done some digging for me and I've heard this name before. And it was Tim W8228 had, I guess, did some digging and found out more about the family that was inside this mausoleum. Tim had put, the mausoleum is for Agnes Poet Bowie. She was last married to husband number 3, attorney Henry Bowie, and left a considerable estate. Now we know where she got her money from. She passed away at home in San Mateo, and her three others owned between 5 and 6% stock in Stearns Rancho. Total stock value of Stearns was around $3 million. Funeral service was at St. Matthew's Catholic Church in San Mateo on arrival from the 1037 train from San Francisco. So she was most likely brought down from San Francisco on a funeral train because they had those from, San Francisco to Colma and all those other areas. Hello, Aaron. How you doing? I didn't find a total value of her estate. In 1895, I saw where her children were squabbling over it to settle. Husband number 3 must be in the mausoleum. Not sure who else. So that was a little bit of genealogy digging Tim had done. So maybe that coffin out front was her husband's coffin that was damaged, And then also Tim went on to put, Stearns Rancho was a land ownership company started by Abel Stearns. Stearns was known as the ugliest rancher in California, he was often called. He owned thousands of acres of California land. So that we know that the family had bought into some stock in a company, and that's how they most likely made their fortune. Thank you, Tyler, for coming by. Peace out, brother. I'll talk to you later. So that is what we have known about the mausoleum, the problem, the solution, and then some of the family that was inside of that. They used to do that from London to Surrey train. Yes, yeah. Back in the day, San Francisco had several cemeteries. And basically what they did was they kind of realized they had some prime real estate to develop. And they also, a lot of people felt that living too close to a cemetery was kind of unhealthy, I guess a bit unsanitary. So San Francisco halted burials within city limits. They decided to close the cemeteries and move everybody to the Colma, San Mateo, area on the peninsula there. And then when somebody would die, they would have a funeral train to bring them for, if they were a San Francisco resident, they would have a funeral train to bring them down for their funeral in the cemeteries in Colma and the surrounding areas there. Now, the poet, the poet or the Bowie family, I guess they were also known, I found out, as people in that mausoleum were also known as Peninsula royalty, I guess because they were probably so rich. But that is what we know so far on that, guys. So yeah, there's a little bit of a little bit of an answer, a little bit of a history on the people. And we'll see what happens from here on out. I'm going to keep my eye on this project. I don't live too far from this cemetery, so I'm going to keep my eyes on this project for some time to come and see what the progress is. A lot of people were telling me, you should ask if you can go in. I'm sure for liability issues, they're not going to let me go in for liability issues. If I could get hurt, then they're not going to let that happen. I know that for a fact. I've tried that before with cemeteries, and they've always said no. So there you go, guys. So hello, Aaron, and everybody. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Penny, very interesting. Yes. And so Kevin, you used to have some. I wonder who pays for the repairs, Linda. You know what? I can only speak for my neck of the woods. I am not sure if this was in place 100+ years ago, but I know here, I've been told in my neck of the woods that when you buy into like a big mausoleum or something of that nature, that basically when you buy it, you pay a fee, which goes into some kind of savings account that collects interest. Now, I'm not an expert here, but this is what I've been told. It collects interest, and the money keeps making money. Therefore, they could have that for, upkeep of the place. Now, being that this particular structure is 100+ years old, I don't know if they had anything in place like that back then. So it could very well be the cemetery flipping the bill for this because it's on their property. But that's all I know. I can't speak for any other state other than my own, any other area other than my own. But yes, when you buy into something like that nowadays, there is a fee, and that goes into a interest account that makes money for upkeep. Makes good sense. Yeah, Penny, does. Joe, what is up? From Dubo, Australia, watching, enjoying your update. Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. So how has everybody been? You guys doing good? I hope you guys are all doing well. I really appreciate what you do. It is important to respect those who came before. Thank you for sharing. Aaron, it is my pleasure. I don't do this YouTube gig. I don't do it to be famous. I don't do it to be rich. I do it because it is a passion project of mine, and I love doing it. Gold Cat, what is up? And anybody who does YouTube can tell you there really is no money in YouTube. So it's got to be something you're passionate about and that you love. Now, maybe if you get like 1 million subscribers, that could change, but I don't have 1 million subscribers. So right now, this is my passion project, my love. I love doing these videos. I love exploring these cemeteries. I love interacting with all you guys. And it just blows my mind that people in England and Australia and other countries are seeing my videos. Like Perpetual Care. Yeah, Linda, that's Perpetual Care. I've been out filming after work today. I found an actress from the horror genre. Oh, nice. Who was it? Anybody that I might have heard of? Well, if you don't want to say, you don't want to spoil the surprise, then don't. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. Well, thank you, Penny. I love doing what I do. Kathy Myers, what is up? Well, a long story short, I got an answer from the cemetery, Kathy. There are major interior issues. They are looking at, they've pretty much, they're going to demo or demolish a lot of the inside for structural reinforcement. And one of the people that is inside the mausoleum, uh, they were into some kind of they were a family that bought into some stock, a land ownership company. They bought into some stock, and their stock was worth like $5 or $6 million. That way, that's how they could afford that gigantic mausoleum. Basically, there's no timeline, but the interior will be reinforced first, and then the outside will be fixed later. And there is a sarcophagus inside. I do believe it is the female that's inside, was it Agnes, that will remain in there during the demolition. That coffin outside in the junk pile very well could have been her husband's coffin. So there you go. Long story short, if you want to rewatch later, it's all good. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, Kathy. We're all just hanging in there, right? Hanging out there, man. And got to keep on trucking. You know what, Kathy? I agree. But it sounds like what it sounds like is this before not the day of, probably the day before or something. This just went down, and they're doing their best to get it fixed quickly. Is from what it sounds like to me. So, it is what it is. They're just trying to get the inside cleared out so they can start the reinforcement. I mean, there's no remains out there. That's the important part to me is there's no remains out there. It's just a damaged coffin. And I think that might have been her husband's. And her husband was an attorney. But let me get the names for them again, though. I got it on my phone here. Agnes Poet Bowie was her name. She was married to attorney Henry Bowie. It was her third husband. And they had owned between 5 or 6% stock in Stearns Ranchos. Total stock value of Stearns was around $3 million. Husband number 3, yeah. And it said she arrived at St. Matthew's Catholic Church for the funeral, I guess on a funeral train from San Francisco. And the children were squabbling over the estate, supposedly. And it says Stearns Ranchos was a land ownership company started by Abel Stearns. Abel was known as the ugliest rancher in California, he was often called. And he owned 1,000 acres of California land. So this family bought stock in that company, and that's how they made their fortune. Or one of the ways. The husband was an attorney also, so I'm sure he made good money as well. Kevin, I think it's great to see she hasn't been forgotten. Definitely. That's why, a lot of us do these videos too, to keep their memory alive, keep them in the consciousness of people. Because when you die 100 plus years ago, that is so far down the family tree. A lot of these spots, for what I can tell in some of these cemeteries, don't get visits. The people who are related to them nowadays probably don't even know. Maybe some of them don't even care. But some of these graves do not get any visits. And when we do these videos and tell these stories of these people or just a little bit about them, it's you're keeping their memory alive, keeping them going. And it's my pleasure to do these videos. I love doing these videos. Like I said, it's my passion project. There ain't no money in this YouTube gig right now. So, it's like I said, it's got to be a passion project for you, The wife made hers from past husbands. Yeah, definitely. Interesting. I wonder if that could be another video. Why all these husbands were, how come she only had 3 husbands, I don't know, But yeah, that's the deal, guys. So that's the information that we have on this right now. And thank you guys for coming. I know this was like a last minute thing. I just got the email today, the second email. I was just going to do a video and talk about the first email, and then the second email, my second question got answered too. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream right now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate you guys. You guys are appreciated more than you will ever know and all that good stuff. And I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. I filmed 2 more videos yesterday for next week. So I'll be seeing you guys next week. Right on, Kev. All right, guys. Talk to you later.